Hello, greetings, this is Gilles. I wanted to come and wish you a wonderful day. I want to discuss something that is the mystery of the soul. For what is the soul? The soul is a mystery, for we do not know. When we knew what our divine soul, eternal soul was, we would know God, we would know our immortality. And so the wisdom of Socrates remains valuable today. For Socrates has only one wisdom, one philosophy. He knows, he has one certainty that he does not know. So I do not know really what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. We're like everybody else. They want you to believe they know what you're doing, but they don't know, they don't have a clue. As soon as we believe to certainly that we know what we're doing, life will come and show us that we shouldn't be so sure. So this mystery of the soul is really what we'll come to discover scientifically. We're going to discover this grand portal. We're going to prove scientifically that life is eternal. We're going to be able to have proof and communicate with those people that have passed beyond the portal of death. When we incarnated into this planet, it's a prison planet, so it's like and the walls are very high. It's like so it's like we and sometimes our guides and our higher self wants to communicate with us. It's like we come into this world, we take a phone and they take a phone and they talk, and it's like, but it's very hard to escape that prison planet. We've chosen to free the world from within, and so it is a great challenge. I did come meet my soul. My soul came to meet me. It was like me, but more beautiful, in many sense. And so what he told me is that he was here from timeless eternity, way beyond. He was older than anything I could even envision. And then there was a curtain that came to cross between me and my consciousness, earth consciousness, and this vision of me in my soul form. And so what I'm seeking is to love myself, to find enough love, enough connection, to regain this full consciousness, this full unity with my own soul. For what is the soul? It is a memory cell within the diamond core. For God was God before spirit was created, although God is spirit. But God was God before spirit, and spirit was there before the soul. There is only one universal soul. When the universe God created the universe, he invited so many spirit self to get involved in this program of evolution. And so the soul was created, and as soon as we started to say yes, for God invited us to do that, we trust God, and so we went for it. And so the soul was created, and then the memory began to unfold, the experiences, and so everything was being recorded since our first experiences. For the soul is multi-dimensional. It is like a tree, and there is all those branches that are many forms of incarnations on many planets. For we had incarnation on Venus, we had incarnation on Chiron, we had incarnation in Pleiades, in Sirius, in Andromeda, we had incarnation in Arcturus, many of them there. And but before, since the souls are created in groups, soul groups. For us, we were 5 when we came into this universe, a very small group. We came from the North Star, and we were invited to come we were called by the heart to come into this solar system. And now my soul frequency is that of the planet Chiron. But we had to descend many times before. Now we're trying to ascend, but we had to descend. For all souls are created on a higher plane. Some of them are created higher than others. It's called a spiritual lineage, but what we seek is to return to that plane of our creation. And so there was a descension. Every time we descended, we let a little part of ourselves, and all the way down to this material physical plane where we are, and so we have a shadow because we have lost all those memories. So we have this dual experience of what the soul is created as a dual experience here. For we want to focus on our own soul frequency, our own soul song, and to connect to our soul group, which is called the monad. It is a philosopher named Leibniz in the 17th century that made this word. He was the attorney of God, so to speak. He was the wise man of his time, Leibniz, and so he discovered this monad, this soul group connection. For we have many soul group connections because we've incarnated in so many different places. We've created a solid family relationship in the Pleiades, Chiron, in Venus, in Arcturus, Andromeda, Antares, many places where we had to incarnate in order to prepare for this down physical world. Before we would allow ourselves to have the courage to incarnate in this prison planet, because it was the confinement of this world is very severe for a long time. But we knew that God has promised us that the planet will be liberated. And so there is many branches, and we have many higher selves, many forms of a higher self, and so we can depend on our guides and angels. The guides and angels that are with us, they are our personal support team. When we came each incarnation, we make a contract with them, and we can consider us our best friends. They will never betray us. They will never mislead us. They will always keep us aligned. Sometimes they have to step aside to allow us to make this make our own path. But so the soul has been recording so many things, and it was called the Akashic record. When we achieve, it is like a physical holographic library, not physical in a material sense, in a morantial sense. Morantial reality is a transition realm between the spirit realm. For the spirit realm came first, and then God created matter, but the master spirit of paradise created. There are 7 of them, and each of them created a morantial within their domain, a morantial reality, which is a path of transition, because matter could have never reached spirit, so they created this morantial plane. And so it was morantial physical. So this library, once we access this library, we can see all of our experiences and past life, for it reveals to us one step at a time, but we'll be able to see the collective Akashic records. And every plane of reality, as we ascend, we'll realize they all keep their own record all the way to paradise. They have their own library of all that has been going on in time and space. But on paradise, they showed me that this great library, it's like a tree is growing, but the tree is just about that big. It's like just a trunk. It's like it doesn't have the branches yet. It's like the universe is so young in relationship to what it will become. It's just the basic root of that which will come about. And there are also the living records. There are specialized angels that have also recorded everything that has been happening throughout the universe of universes, and they are very faithful recorder of what is, just as on paradise, they are recorded, custodians of records. So we need to... so we have to find the soul wholeness before we can achieve this full ascension. Our soul has been divided in two. The yin and the yang. If we're masculine, there is the feminine part of ourself has remained up there. If we're feminine down here, the masculine part of ourself has remained up there, and we need this bar and this skull. It's the belly and the heart needs to meet, and so it's about meeting, balancing the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, the creative and the receptive, the masculine and the feminine, the logical and the intuitive, the inner and the outer. For the lucidity and the ignorance, for we have those two parts, the dharma and the karma. The dharma is the law that allow us to transcend, and that leads to wisdom. And for the soul has only, so the soul is what gives us creativity and love. The soul, the free will was given, so we could choose love. For there are some certain souls that have not realized that, they're not awakening, they will not, depends on their own plan. So we want to follow the divine plan as much as possible, to follow, our guides are here to keep us on track in relationship to the fulfillment of our destiny. And we're doing it all under the supervision of the Christ Michael, who is called Jesus here on the planet, but it's called Sananda on the galactic plane. On the celestial realm is known as Christ Michael or Michael, the Creator Son. We also want to understand that good always predominates over evil, that the light always predominates over the darkness. Yet we cannot be on either side, for we also want to be good. When goodness is one of the fruits of spirit, I'm not saying that. But we want to be on the third side, which is the side of the love of God that is all-inclusive, because it is the confusion came from the separation of that which is good and evil. And so there was a philosopher named Nietzsche who wrote a book called Beyond Good and Evil. I'm not Nietzschean at all, because I'm a Platonician, and Nietzsche is an anti-Platonician, for he reject all Christian values. Yet his books are really very entertaining. The Antichrist, the gay knowledge, and he wrote only one book about philosophy, and so spoke Zoroaster, which is not very deep in philosophy, but he's very, very good in analyzing, in bringing to put into the light the philosophies of others, a bit like Montaigne. He's more like a philolog than a philosopher, but it's very entertaining. I really enjoyed this book. And he wrote this book, Beyond Good and Evil, where he pointed out that in the name of good, people do evil things, very dark things. They create all kinds of suffering because of their sense of morality, when actually... Yeah, so we want to stay we want to stay balanced and not to take a judgment, to stay on the side of the love of God. And so... because this is the most balanced position. You can never be wrong when you stand with God. Those periods are very, very difficult for everybody. We want to traverse these periods in unity with God, as one being with God, as much as possible. For God is our true self. God has never created this separation. It is the nature of the matrix that created this separation. So what is the situation? Well, it is quite positive. So we're reaching this point of breakthrough. There is this great breakthrough that is coming. So it's going to break through. Huh? It's like there is no choice. It's going to break through. What goes around the situation is a healing. There is a sense of healing, a completion, a completeness. What we see before us in our conscious mind is not very, very clear. It's like it's called schizophrenia or dichotomy. It's like somebody who's pulled in two different directions. Sometimes we're pulled in one direction, but there's a part of us that wants to go in another direction. So it's about letting go and going to experiencing, becoming one with what life is bringing, one with nature. And cultivating that lightness. So what do we need to do? We need to participate. We need to bring this completion. It is knowing that there is a lot of goodness will manifest into our life, because we're purifying so many things. All our life that we had before has been shattered. It's like, and we're going to return to a new life that will be free from all kinds of. The more we struggle, sometimes the faster we grow, and then everything is going to come back together in a way that is far more. So we want to be gentle with ourselves, gentle with others. In the past, what we've seen is the guidance. We've been following the guidance, and the guidance as one goal is to liberate us. Where we are now is this sense of good and bad, is the morality. She's so green. She's presented the morality as an agent of the Inquisition. She's like, so just let go of that. It's really like freezing us into something that. And for that, we need to create the silence. So by creating the silence, whenever there is a judgment, something that feels heavy in your mind, you can just breathe and call on your source. So say 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, and move into this portal. Allow your consciousness to. What's coming up in the near future is playfulness. It is going to be fun. So let us be ready for fun. Where we are now, it's the fighter. It's like we need to fight. We feel like it is, in some sense, we still need to fight to conquer this lower aspect, this ego self, but we cannot conquer it all. So it's a step-by-step process. At some point, we're going to stop the fight. It also talks about opening to a more intuitive path, to be ready for breakthroughs, to new great changes. What comes to us from the outside world is the beyond illusion. It's a brand new beginning. It's something that the trumpets of heavens have been. It's a clarion call. It's like we are being called to move on to the next level. What we feel in our hopes and fear, our inner emotion, is creativity. It is the great nature. It is the mother, the Mother Earth, the Mother Mary, the Mother Sophia. It is the feminine side of femininity. It is the great universal oneness of love. And the outcome is ripeness. All that we've cultivated, the fruits are going to fall down. So it's just a matter of readiness. So we want to be ready. As much as possible. For we are ready. It's like the ripeness. If we continue to apply ourselves to whatever the life is telling us, guiding us. because source is in the process of reconfiguring the whole matrix of this world, and it has been decided, but it has to go through a process where all beings and all things can grow and learn and evolve through the process. For source is all for all. It's the source is not more. It doesn't have favorite. It loves all equally, and we all have that source. Even those who are not, who are rejecting it, need that. Otherwise, they would not exist. For personally, I should not doubt. For I know there is this promise of this amazing promise of galactic future, this eternal life that is before me. So right now I'm in a life of service. I do a lot of service, but there's been a lot of joy as well, and there will be some freedom. There is a promise of infinite release, abundance, both financially, materially, socially, and spiritually. For spiritual abundance and freedom is the ultimate goal. For once we are completely free in spirit, we're no longer bound to the world of matter. But for now, we are here to. For here, they were preparing a confinement, and they're going to reconfine. I'm not going to be able to stay in Caen if they decide that. So I'm going to go to Brittany. This is the most practical. For I've been invited in many places, in LA, in Miami, in Geneva, in Brussels, but it's a bit far, and I don't have the means by which to do all this moving. So I'm going to see if I can stay with friends for a few days over there. Spirit is saying me that in 1 week or two, I will be all that I'm looking for, waiting for, will be coming together. Yet I don't have the financial means to stay in a hotel for 2 weeks right now, and so I thank you very much for all donations, all also for your invitations. For this it's really helpful. It will soon I'm going to be able to. Spirit is saying to wait, to be patient, because I will soon be able to settle comfortably in Paris. Within a week or two, everything is going to be manifested. And so I thank you very much for your assistance. I don't. It's like the condition sometimes of our life. To be an artist is not the easiest path, but maybe I should have stayed an art dealer. But the art that I've created over the past 30 years will come into play, and I will understand that the struggle of being an avant-gardist artist. There's been many avant-gardist artists that have a real big struggle, like Van Gogh, or Cézanne, or Modigliani. They starve to death their whole life, and now everybody's like, we'll invest $50 million in one painting, when at the time they couldn't even exchange it for a meal. It's very difficult. So to be avant-garde is really difficult, but now we're moving in an accelerated time, and Spirit says that everything will come into play, my book, my paintings. I shouldn't doubt that for us 1 second. And to align, so I'm going to sing a song. I wanted to thank you very much for everything. Do not hesitate to send me messages or comment or anything if you have any question or anything. For there is many things will come together. There's going to be some very potent change. For now, there is this dark cloud. This dark, Bob Dylan song. There's a dark cloud is coming down in his song. For this, it's like there is no visibility. Everybody's like confused about what's going on. They're afraid of this virus, but all of that there may or may not be an ET event that will be happening in the near future. There's nothing sure about that, but it may come. There will be some other events that are going to be coming that are going to shift the world, accelerate the process. We'll see, time will tell. So I wanted to come and wish you a good day. I hope this message was interesting for you, for be one with your source and navigate those times as one with your creator. Know that even no matter what the mind does, it's like God is always there and works within your mind. And then to connect to the feeling source side of light, to go into your heart and to anchor down in your belly, to anchor into the earth. It's an older song. It's from an artist formerly known as Prince. It was sung by Sinead O'Connor. It's a love song. It's called Nothing Compares to You. It's been 7 hours and 15 days since you took your love away. I go out every night and sleep all day since you took your love away. Since you've been gone, I can do whatever I want. I can see whomever I choose. I can eat my dinner in a fancy restaurant, but nothing I see nothing can take away these blues, 'cause nothing compares, nothing compares to you. It's been so lonely without you here, like a bird without a song. Nothing can stop these lonely tears from falling. Tell me, baby, where did I go wrong? I can't put my arms around every girl I see, but they only remind me of you. I went to the doctor and guess what he told me, guess what he told me. He said, boy, you better try to have fun no matter what you do. But he's a fool, 'cause nothing compares, nothing compares to you. All the flowers that you planted, mama, in the backyard, all died and went away. I know that living with you was sometimes hard, but I'm willing to give it another try, 'cause nothing compares, nothing compares to you. Nothing compares, nothing compares to you. Well, when we fell in love, it's like a bubble. The whole world disappears, or everything changes. And sometimes when we feel we lose that love, it is our whole life comes apart, but it's all part of a process. So we're looking forward to falling in love, to being in love, to be in love with ourselves first as much as possible, to find ourselves, to find the connection to our soul, which is love, eternal love, and connected to all that is. So I'm going to put one more card. It is the wheel, the great wheel of fortune, the archangel Jeremiel. We thank Jeremiel for he comes here in levitation. We're going to soon discover this anti-gravity matrix, power. Spirit is telling me I will soon get there. It's like to find this anti-gravity, to be able to move around without having to walk. Maybe a bit too early to announce that, but it says a brand new beginning. You are arriving at a term, change of direction in order to access happiness. So it is there, and there is the great potential for miracle. Jupiter will soon go into Aquarius. It's going to create a great civilization, great change in our the whole civilization. It's going to be happening around the solstice. So I thank you very much for everything. Hopefully this will pass, and we're going to soon be able to start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, to see the light of the new age, of the golden age that is preparing. We do not want to be too distracted by all the things of the world, although we have to navigate through the circumstances of this crisis right now. So I thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.